Hey there tech fans, Rick here again from the OREI team. In today's video, I'd like to show you how you can easily use the new ToVi X2 standard system to create a flexible and expandable AV over IP solution for sharing all of your media content with multiple remote locations at the same time, up to 328 feet away over a single network connection. The solution fully supports high-definition media content and is both HDMI 1.4 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant, which means it's plug-and-play compatible with a wide range of modern media equipment. The solution also fully supports KVM functionality, which allows you to connect the keyboard and mouse up at one of the remote locations so you can remotely control a computer at the primary location. It also provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio component from any media stream and allows you to pass that audio along to a soundbar, home stereo, or an amplifier system for that full theater experience. It even provides local loopback functionality, which allows you to continue to enjoy the content at the primary location while you're simultaneously sharing it with all of your remote locations. And the entire solution utilizes the latest in power over Ethernet technology, which means when you plug these modules into a PoE capable switch, all the power required for operation is sent over that single LAN connection. And the best part about the entire solution is that it's software defined, which means through the graphical user interface on the Video Network Hub, you can create virtual relationships between the encoder and decoder modules to simulate standard AV products. So for example, today, I'll show you how to create an HDMI extension relationship. But you can easily add additional encoders and decoders to create an HDMI switch or a splitter or even an HDMI matrix or even a video wall controller just by simply adding additional components and changing the software. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with a basic understanding of what the X2 standard system includes and what components you'll need to use. And then I'll do a quick walkthrough of the graphical user interface to show you how you can discover all the modules and how to set up that HDMI extension relationship. I'll list the features and functions the product provides. I'll even do a closer look at the modules and explain the connections and indicators so you understand exactly how to use it. And I'll do a demonstration as well to show you just how easy this product will be to use with your own equipment. So what I have in front of me are the basic components for the X2 standard system that include the Video Network Hub, an encoder and a decoder, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and a PoE switch. Now what's unique about the X2 solution is that each of these can operate as an encoder or a decoder. So it's a transceiver that you can decide to use it as an encoder or use it as a decoder by simply flipping a switch on the back, which provides additional flexibility. But for the basic system, you'll need one of the transceivers in encoder mode and one of the transceivers in decoder mode, and that'll allow you to transfer the video content across the network to that remote location. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll list the features and functions that this product provides. I'll also do the walkthrough of the graphical user interface, and I'll take a closer look at both modules, and then I'll do that demonstration. The ToVi X2 standard transceiver features a full metal enclosure, which makes it incredibly durable and really helps to minimize outside interference from causing any issues with the sensitive electronics inside. The top of the cabinet, as well as both sides, and even the bottom, feature these ventilation slots that are really designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a comfortable temperature. You'll also find mounting holes on both sides that can be used with the included bracketing kit to mount this module up off the ground and out of the way. On the bottom of the module are 4 rubber feet that help to protect the surface you set it down on and keep it from sliding around during operation. On the front of the unit, starting on the left, are 2 indicators, encoder and decoder. This transceiver can actually operate as an encoder or a decoder, and there's a switch on the rear that you'll use to select between the two, but these LEDs indicate which of those 2 modes it's currently operating in. To the right of that is a link indicator. When you connect the transceiver to your PoE switch, that network connection is checked, and once it's been verified, the link indicator will come on solid, letting you know you have a good connection between the transceiver and your network. To the right of that is another indicator. That's a speed indicator. The transceiver checks the speed of that connection, and it'll indicate either 100 megabits or a gigabit connection, depending on that LED being yellow or green. To the right of that is a ready indicator. Once this connects to the network and it finds a companion that it can send media content to, the ready indicator comes on. And finally, to the right of that is a power indicator. When you add power to the module, it immediately starts an internal power on self-test where it checks the electronics, and once it passes that test, the power LED will come on, indicating it's ready to use. On the rear of the unit, starting on the left, is a power port, and that's used with the included power supply. You can simply plug that power supply into a wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it, which plugs in right there and provides all the power you'll need for operation. But because the transceiver utilizes power over Ethernet technology, if you plug this into a PoE capable switch, you won't have to worry about that power supply. This unit also provides KVM functionality, which allows you to connect the keyboard and mouse up at the remote location to remotely control a computer at the primary location. And if you'd like to take advantage of that feature, you can use this port to connect a local computer up to the transceiver. To the right of that are two full-sized USB-A ports, and these can be used for connecting external peripherals to that local computer, and those can be devices like a microphone or a camera or even an external hard drive. To the right of that is a full-sized HDMI port labeled input. This connects to whatever media device you'd like to share the content from with your remote location. And to the right of that is another full-sized HDMI port labeled output. This transceiver features local loopback functionality, which allows you to continue to enjoy the content here while you're sharing it with your remote locations. And if you'd like to take advantage of that feature, you can connect another HDMI cable from here to a local monitor to enjoy that content. This product also provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio from the media content it's displaying. It allows you to pass that audio along to a soundbar or a home stereo, and you can use this connection block right here to pass that audio along. This unit also provides RS-232 pass-through, and if you'd like to take advantage of that feature, you can connect right here to pass RS-232 signals to the remote location. To the right of that is an optical port. This connects to an optical switch. You'll need an SFP to do that. To the right of that is a LAN port, and that's what you'll connect to your PoE switch to make the connection to share that media content and also for power coming back to the transceiver. To the right of that is the switch I'd mentioned earlier, where you can decide if this transceiver is going to operate as an encoder or a decoder, depending on how that switch is set. Then finally, to the right of that is a reset button. You can use a small paper clip and gently push that button if needed to reset the module later on once power has been applied. The new ToVi X2 standard system is compatible with all modern HDMI media devices, including cable receivers, digital projectors, digital signage, media players like Apple TV, and streaming devices. The product's features include full support of high-definition media content. It offers 328 feet of extension distance between the primary and secondary locations. It is both HDMI 1.4 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant, and provides local loopback of video content as well as featuring KVM functionality, power over Ethernet, and audio extraction capabilities. To get started, you'll need to set one of the transceiver's modes to encoder and the second transceiver's mode to decoder, and then connect both of the transceivers as well as the video network hub to your PoE switch and power everything up. At this point, you can simply open a web browser on any computer connected to the same network and navigate to IP address 169.254.8.100, which is the IP address of the video network hub. Once you arrive there, you'll be greeted by this welcome screen for the graphical user interface, and you can enter your credentials here and then click the login button. Now, the first time you operate the system, the Video Network Hub is unaware of any modules that are currently connected to the network, so you're presented with this wizard that will actually crawl the network to find those modules. And if you'd like to use this wizard, you can click the next button right here. But I'd like to show you a simpler way to actually scan the network in case you add modules later on. So I'll close out of the wizard and confirm that I don't want to use that, and that'll bring me to the main page for the graphical user interface. Now, along the left-hand side, if I hover, you'll see several tabs that are labeled Device, Matrix, Video Wall, User, and so on. I'll stay on the Device tab for now. And at the top of the Device tab, you'll notice there are 0 encoders and 0 decoders that the system is aware of, and that's because we haven't scanned the network yet. So if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see a button right there that's labeled Search Device via Wizard. Now, if I click that, that'll start the same process that initial wizard would have done, where it crawls the network looking for any module that responds to a ToVi X2 command. So I'll click that, and right now I'm presented with two choices. Anything that it finds when it crawls the network, I can have it automatically managed by that video network control box, or I can assign a static IP. I'd like to have it automatically managed, so I'll click Next. And now it's scanning the network, looking for any modules, again, that respond to an X2 command. And now it's finished. And I have two choices because it's now aware of some modules on the network, and I can either automatically add the encoders and decoders to the system, which is what I'd like to do, or I can just list them. So I'll click Next, and it's confirming that I want to stop the searching and add them to the system, or just stop searching and list them. I'd like to add them to the system, so I'll click that. Now watch these numbers up top here. You'll notice they've both gone up by 1. I've found 1 encoder and 1 decoder, which is all I have plugged into the system at this point. And you'll notice there's a lot of information about the encoder. It tells you the type of the encoder, the name, which you can change, the MAC, the IP, the firmware. Same for the decoder. You can see all the specifics on that particular decoder. And now that I have 2 items added to the system, an encoder and a decoder, I can set up a virtual relationship between them to distribute the media content. And I'll do that by going down to the Matrix tab. And here you'll see the encoder right here and the decoder over here. Now if I'd like to send that media stream to the one decoder I have, which has a monitor attached to it at a remote location, all I have to do is drag this over there and drop it on top of that decoder. But the other nice thing is, if I had more than one decoder, I could actually drag that media content to here, which is all of the decoders, and it would distribute that to all of those remote locations at the same time. But since we only have 1 encoder and 1 decoder, I'll simply drag that over and drop it on top of the decoder that I want it to present on, and it'll automatically show up on the monitor at that location. So you can see the type of flexible control you have over moving your media streams from one location to a second location, or even multiple second locations, by simply dragging that video stream to whatever decoder you want to present it on. And it really is just that easy. Now I'll show you just how easy it'll be to use a pair of ToVi S2 standard transceivers to create an HDMI extension relationship that allows you to share content from one location with a second remote location up to 328 feet away over a single network connection. And for this demonstration, over here I've set up a small media player that's currently looping a video, and that's the media content I'd like to share with my second location. I've connected that media player to one of the transceiver modules that I've set to encoder mode, and I'm also taking advantage of the local loopback functionality, which allows me to continue to enjoy the content here at the primary location while I'm sharing it with my secondary location. Over here I've set up a second transceiver that's in decoder mode, and I have that connected to this monitor. And this represents my remote location where I'd like to enjoy the content from the primary location. And again, these can be up to 328 feet apart. I have both transceivers and the video network hub connected to my PoE switch, and I've already scanned the network, so the video network hub understands that I have 1 encoder and 1 decoder, but I haven't set up that HDMI extension relationship yet. To do that, I'll access the graphical user interface on the video network hub, and I'll move to the Matrix tab. And all I have to do at this point is drag the video content from this encoder to whatever decoder I'd like it displayed on. So I'll grab the video and I'll drag it to this decoder module, and there it is. It's just that quick. And what you're viewing here is essentially HDMI media content from the primary location that's been converted into a network signal, still controlled by the video network hub, across the network to this specific decoder for display in this monitor. Now the best part is, I can add additional decoder modules and share that same media content with multiple remote locations at the same time, simply by scanning the network again. And it really is just that easy to get it working. I hope that walkthrough of the graphical user interface and the demonstration were helpful in showing you just how flexible the new ToVi X2 standard system really is. This product provides a really easy way for you to share all of your media content with multiple remote locations at the same time, up to 328 feet away over a single network connection. The solution fully supports high-definition media content and is both HDMI 1.4 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant, which means it's plug-and-play compatible with a wide range of modern media equipment. It also offers a host of advanced features that include KVM functionality that allows you to connect the keyboard and mouse up at one of your remote locations to remotely control a computer at the primary location. It also features audio extraction capabilities where the system can digitally separate the audio component from any HDMI media stream and then allows you to pass that audio along to a soundbar, home stereo, or amplifier system for that full theater experience. And the local loopback functionality allows you to continue to enjoy the content at the primary location while you're simultaneously sharing it with all of your remote locations. And it's also PoE capable, which means when you plug these modules into a PoE capable switch, you eliminate the need for a power supply at each of those locations, which greatly simplifies your wiring. And finally, the best part is the entire solution is software defined, which means through the graphical user interface on the Video Network Hub, you can create virtual relationships between the encoders and decoders that simulate standard AV products. So today, I showed you how to create an HDMI extension relationship, but you could easily add additional encoders and decoders to create an HDMI switch or a matrix or a splitter or even a video wall controller, all through the software in the Network Control Hub. It's an incredibly easy system to use, and with a few simple connections, you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.